morning guys, welcome to ByteBrains Technology. Today we'll discuss final keyword in Java. A final keyword in Java can be used with a class, variable and method. A final keyword restricts the further modification. A final keyword restricts the further modification. When you declare, when you use a final keyword with an entity like class, variable, or method, it gets the meaning that the entity is complete and cannot be modified further. First, final class in Java. If you create a class as a final, then we can't create a subclass. To the class which is declared as a final. Let's create one simple example. Create one superclass and subclass. Create one superclass, and then create a subclass. Create a subclass. Subclass extends superclass. Subclass extends superclass. Subclass extends superclass. Subclass extends superclass. Here I have created two classes. One is the superclass and another one is the subclass. Okay, superclass. Make it a superclass as a final. Create a superclass as a final class. Then here we are not able to extend that class. If you create a class as a final, then we can't create a subclass. Then we can't create a subclass to the class which is declared as a final. Okay. Second one, final method in Java. If you declare a method as a final, then we can't override a method or we can't modify a method in the subclass which is declared as a final in the superclass. Let's remove this final keyword. Create one method here. Void method one. Create a method one here. Next, override that method. Override that method in a subclass. Override that method in a subclass. Okay. Declare this method as a final. Declare this method as a final. Declare this method as a final. If you declare a method as a final, then we can't override a method. Then we can't override a method in a subclass. Then we can't override a method in a subclass, or we can't modify a method in a subclass which is declared as a final, which is declared as a final in superclass, which is declared as a final in superclass. Okay, next, final variable in Java. If you declare a variable as a final, then the value of final variable cannot be changed in the whole execution once it got initialized. Let's create a simple, remove this part, remove this final, create one variable here, integer I equal to 20. I equal to 20. Okay, declare this variable as a final. Declare this variable as a final. Reassign that value. Suppose I equal to 30. I equal to 30. Okay, here we are getting one compile time error. Here we are getting one compile time error because if you declare a variable as a final, then we can't reassign that value or reinitialize. We can't reassign or reinitialize that value.